गुरुर् साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः।
Good morning, scholars. Now, in English grammar, we are going to do let's recall. You have this chapter in your textbook after the 9th chapter adjectives. So after you open the 9th chapter, you will find an exercise called let's recall. Now this exercise is the revision of chapters 1 to 9, all the chapters. There are some mixed exercises. We are going to revise that. Let's start with exercise A. Page number 43. In page number 43, you have exercise A. What does the exercise says? Rewrite these sentences using the correct punctuation. So we will revise what punctuation are and solve some examples of this exercise. Okay, before starting, let's understand what are punctuation marks we studied. We studied few punctuation marks, right? So what are they? Capital letter. Always a sentence starts with a capital letter, right? And you also write capital letters for proper nouns. Wherever there are proper nouns, it always is written with a capital letter. And letter I. Wherever letter I is individually written all alone, it's always capital. Full stop, a sentence always ends with a full stop. If you forget to do that, sentence becomes incomplete. So you need to put a full stop at the end of the sentence. Question mark. Whenever you ask a question, at the end of the question, we put a question mark. Exclamation mark. When you are surprised, when you want to show your feelings, you put an exclamation mark. But in this exercise, there are only capital letter and full stop involved. Okay, let's see the exercise. The exercise is given like this way without punctuation given. Many years ago, men lived in caves. There are no punctuation. So what are the mistakes here? The first letter should be capital and at the end there should be a full stop. So you will rewrite the sentence like this in your textbook itself. My sister won an award yesterday. Again there is a mistake. The first letter is not capital and there is no full stop given at the end. So how will we write? My sister won an award yesterday and put a full stop at the end. The first letter capital. Exercise B given on page number 43. It says, write the plural forms of these words. First of all, let's recall what is a plural form. When we talk about more than one, we write the nouns in plural form. So whenever we're talking about more than one, not a one thing, not a one person, not one animal, but more than one animals, more than one things, more than one people, we write it in a plural form, right? Now, how do we make it plural? We make nouns plural by adding s. Let's see an example. If a monkey is given, when we talk about one monkey, we say only monkey. But when we may want to make it plural, when we are talking about more than one, we add an s behind the word and make it monkeys. The next rule. If the word ends with ch, sh, x, o, ss, then we add es to the word. Now, if the word ends with these letters, then we cannot add only s, we need to add es. Let's see an example. Bench, it ends with ch, the rule given here. So we will add es to make it plural. Benches. Y, if the word ends with y, you have to remove y and add ies. Let's see an example. Pony. It ends with y, so we'll remove this y and add ies behind. Ponies. If the word ends with F or FE, we are going to remove F and FE and add VES. Let's see an example. Leaf. It ends with F. We'll remove F and add VES at the end. So it becomes leaves. Now, there are some words which change a little bit in their spellings, right? For example, man, it becomes men. M-E-N. A changes to E. One more, child changes to children, right? Now, these are only few examples which are from your textbook itself. The others, you have to try to do it by yourself so that you remember those rules, right? Let's see exercise C on page number 43. Complete this table. The table is given about the gender, male and female. So what are male nouns? We studied something about the male nouns. Who is called a male? It refers to boys. All the boys, man, uncle, father, they all come under male nouns. What are female nouns? Female refers to girls. Mummy, auntie, grandmother. These are all female nouns which refers to girls. Okay. Let's see a few examples from this table. Now, if it is son, son is a male noun. How do we call it if you want to change it into a female one? We call it daughter. Son changes into daughter if you want to change the gender. Niece, how it is called? Nephew. Exercise D. Choose the correct pronoun to complete these sentences. Let's understand what are pronouns first. They are the words that are used instead of nouns. Okay, words that are used instead of nouns are called pronouns. If you remember, lion, 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 we had a story of lion where instead of lion we had to write it or he, right? Now, the exercise tells you have to choose the correct pronoun. So let's see. Did you or them go to the park? Now, before the verb, if a pronoun is there, which pronoun you'll use? You. So understand that it is before the verb, so it will be you. They or them will try to solve the problems. Again, action word is solve. We have to find out before the verb. So it should be they. The teacher has asked. We have the action word here only. Asked is an action word. And now we have to choose the pronoun after that. We or us to bring our own water bottles for the picnic. After the verb, what form we have to use? Us. Exercise E on the same page. Read the following poem and underline the adjectives in each line. We have recently studied about adjectives, children. What are adjectives? Let's recall. Words that tell more about nouns, that tell us something about noun, what type of noun it is, right? And it describes the noun. Now, I have taken only one paragraph of the poem. The other two paragraphs you will try by yourself, right? There lived a little turtle. Turtle is a noun. It's a name of an animal, right? What type of turtle it was? It was a little turtle. So little becomes an adjective. He lived in a yellow box. Again in the full sentence, box is a noun. It's a name of a thing. What type of box it was? Yes, it was a yellow box. When you ask a question, what? And you get an answer, it becomes your adjective. He swam in a muddy puddle. What type of puddle? Muddy puddle. So muddy becomes an adjective. He climbed on the great big rocks. What type? Great big rocks. So it becomes an adjective. Exercise F on page number 45. Rewrite the sentencing using apostrophe S correctly wherever needed. Apostrophe S you found in the lesson called possession. What do you mean by possession? Yes, we've forgotten. Something that belongs to someone. When something is of somebody, it shows possession. And we show possession by putting an apostrophe S. Let's be very clear with some examples. Now suppose the example is the girl's hand is paining. Whose hand is paining? Whose hand it is? It is the girl's hand. So we'll not write directly S. How will we write? The girl's apostrophe S. Hand is paining. It shows possession that the hand was of girl. Right? So girl will have an apostrophe S. The next example. The car's windows are shut. Now we get confused. Here we have car also with S, windows also with S. Where should we put an apostrophe? So think, what thing they are talking about? Windows. And whose windows it is? It is the car's window. Those whose window it is, the apostrophe will go to them. So the apostrophe will come to car. The car's windows are shut. There are many windows in one car. Okay? So we'll put an apostrophe to car. Exercise G, match the following, which is very easy. In this, you have to match the opposite words. We learned this also in the chapter of adjectives. What are opposite words? Words with the opposite, that is the reverse meaning, right? Let's see examples. Wet. Wet. What is the opposite of wet? Dry. Kind. A very kind person. What is an opposite of kind? Cruel.